put into words what it was like to break it down for TV?
I can. I mean, it was really fun. I mean, we had a little time. I think the third book had been published, and there was a little time off. So I'd had some time from the books to sort of, cool off. And then so to get back into that world, which I loved, was really fun for me. I feel like the other writers at first, they were a little bit cautious around me. They wanted to ask permission. Do you mind if we change this and that? And I'm like, look, the books are here. We're here to make a kick-ass TV show, hopefully. So it was really fun. It was, we kind of, for good and bad, we chewed up a lot of the book in the pilot. So we had to get really creative, especially downwind, and that's really fun. I did not sign up to do the show to just do the same story, and put it out there. That would, there's no point. So it's been great to, again, working within this certainly the familiar characters and setting, but having to twist things around and change things. It's been great.
That said, though, was there anything that you really didn't want to change?
There are. I mean, there are things that don't change. I mean, essentially, the beginning of the book is like the beginning of the series, and the end, is the same. I just think that that's a good plan. It's great to have something to write to, but no, I mean, Guillermo and I, we got in pretty much all of our, favorite stuff and everything that we wanted to do. I can't think of anything that we missed necessarily. But again, the fun part was finding stuff. Like, for instance, Guillermo, he had always wanted to have an assault on like a 7-Eleven, like a convenience store type thing. Mm-hmm. So that became a thing for us. And our 8th episode is kind of a bottle episode, which I wrote, which basically all takes place within this convenience store as our characters are crossing and vampires are coming in, which is great. I mean, it's so great to have take the characters and do something completely new and different. A lot of fun.
What has it been like to actually see this two-dimensional, the book format being brought to life in this visual format?
Amazing. I mean, even the first night of shooting, we were out in the streets of Toronto doing a big location shoot. I really could not believe it. It was so cool. But now that I'm in it, now that I've been on set so much and had a lot of responsibility for things, it's really fun. I mean, it's almost exciting when a little crisis comes up or we need to do something or you write something and then the next day they're doing it. It's really a lot of fun, and that's something that I hadn't experienced before this. So I really like that part of it.
Now with it's based on the 3 books, are you going in order of season 1 is just book 1, or are you mixing it up between all the different books?
Yes, I mean, so season 1 is kind of book 1 generally, with a lot more stuff. Hopefully seasons 2 through 5 are going to be more of a mix of the second and third books. Which is great. I really feel like it's going to keep things fresh if we keep changing it. The other fun thing going through this, we got halfway through the season and then we were really starting to produce shows and see the actors and see how they are, and it was great to sort of look downstream and change things right to their strengths, because I mean they've been great. They've really been great, and some of our locations have been fantastic, and so you want to see more there, you want to have more interaction. That's fun too. The show really sort of took on a life of its own, which I think is exactly what you want, creatively. You want to have it start telling you where it needs to go.
You said, go ahead.
You said season 1 was more or less book 1. There was a promo where there's a hooded, it looks like a vampire with him, and we were trying to figure out, and I've only read book 1, and I did not recognize who that is, and some people have asked, is that Mr. Quinlan?
Yeah. I think it is.
Okay, so, and I think he doesn't does he not show up until later?
We definitely, that's a great point. That's something that we definitely accelerated. I mean, one thing is we love the character, and we sort of got to him later in the books. It just seemed like a really fun way to keep the show energized, to bring him in early and be a little mysterious.
Who's been cast as that character? Can you say?
Wow, you know what? Every time I've seen him, he's in full makeup, and I can't think of his name. He's really good, though.
Which episode then will?
Well, you glimpse him briefly in, I think, episode. Wow, I think it's episode 6.
Okay.
But just totally briefly. But then he starts to interact at the end of the season, around 11, 12, 13.
Okay, great.
Okay, guys, that's all for now.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.